We failing to dismantle 300 human trafficking networks. Which is it? You don't like me, that's fine.
Huh?
But don't you dare disparage the men and women of the FBI that are producing record results in historic fashion.
I almost got you those Reese's Oreo things because I thought maybe you would want to try them, but then I was like, I don't know, because you're well, not the.
When I was home recently, I met with the agents leading the Tampa office of the FBI, and I saw what they're focused on in my community: stopping drug traffickers, rescuing children from exploitation, fighting cybercrime, protecting us from acts of terrorism, foreign and domestic. And I know from my time as a federal prosecutor and a judge that this work by the Bureau doesn't make headlines, but it is happening every single day. At the top, accountability is necessary, transparency is critical, but today we've seen an effort not just to diminish, but to distort the work of Director Patel and the agency. If we really care about transparency and about truth, then what we owe to the American people is this reality that thousands of dedicated professionals in the FBI wake up every single day thinking not about themselves but about this country, and keeping every single one of us and our children safe from harm.
My bad, I'm sorry.
The facts about what the FBI is doing in their efforts to fight crime. Director Patel, isn't it correct that since January 20th, 2025, the FBI has made over 25,000 immigration-related arrests, including 350 members of Train de Aragua and 195 members of the West 13?
Those numbers are accurate. The Train de Aragua are up over 20%.
And during that same period, hasn't the FBI seized over 66,000 kilos of cocaine, 6,000 kilos of meth, and 1,500 kilos of fentanyl?
Not to be nitpicky, but it's 89,000 kilos of cocaine and 7,300 kilograms of meth.
And isn't it also true that the FBI Tampa Panama Express strike also seized nearly 67,000 kilos of cocaine valued at more than $1.6 billion from illicit maritime vessels?
One of our best operations out of the Port of Tampa, and I was down there in South Florida when Panex did their work.
Since October 7th, 2023 Hamas attack, the FBI has made a leader of Is it correct that this is actively working to bring justice for victims?
Stupid, man. What the fuck is going on?
Since January 20th, has the FBI arrested 59 foreign intelligence operatives for spying or smuggling dangerous material into the United States?
Yes, we have. That's on track to be more than 25% of their before.
And the FBI has also been leading operations against major cyber threat actors, those from Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea.
17% increase from year-to-date last year.
The FBI's Child Exploitation Task Forces continue to investigate predators who target children online and across our communities.
Target ID.
How significant is that? What results have you seen under your tenure in bringing these offenders to justice?
We have, under Operation Grey Skull, dismantled dark web units that are operating online, not just in Canada.
My thirst for vengeance is the only thing keeping me alive.
Man, you are fucking lying.
These predators use online gaming systems and social media systems to meet more content to allow us more focus on that work.
The FBI laboratory manages to combine DNA index which compares over 25 million DNA profiles and aids more than 125 investigations each day.
All of law enforcement relies on pursuing this operation out of West Virginia, and what that does is allow 19,000 agencies to call people saying, does this guy have a criminal history? Hey, is this an illegal firearm? We have a DNA hit, like we did assassinations. That's what the FBI brings to bear, because local and state law enforcement agencies don't have that capability. They're doing it 24/7, 365 days, because not closed for 1 minute.
In your testimony, you noted that the FBI has ongoing counterintelligence intelligence investigations into China, Iran, and Russia across all 55 field offices. Why is it essential to maintain that scope of coverage, and what success in disrupting nation-state actors?
The biggest threats involving nation-state actors are the PRC, Russia, and China, and they are up 33%, 83%, and 60% respectively in arrests alone this year. Those nation-state actors wish to do harm in our infrastructure, our critical system, our energy, our water supply, and also go after and target individuals and senior citizens and take their money from online pickle drink schemes which were exposed in Cambodia by way of the CCP. This is groundbreaking work that the American public should be seeing that their FBI is doing. I'm happy to have the opportunity.
Front. Thank you, Director Starlight.
Gentlemen, it's back to you, gentlemen.
Appreciate it. This cost Mr. Mattel's making our colleagues are disparaging the men and women of the FBI. I'd like to introduce into the record 3 unanimous separate class. One is my report not using polygraphs to test with official loyalty. The second is Nash Patel going to invoke law by firing top officials lawsuits by DC. Third is FBI forces out more leaders, and next director who follows the command for January's agents' names.
Without objection. Gentleman from Vermont's recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Director Patel, thank you for being with us today.
Weaver authorizing score streak. Taking a shot. That shit-ass hat.
Exactly the kind of thing that warrants a swift and thorough investigation by the FBI. It shouldn't be happening, however, in this administration's seeming attempt to avoid Mr. Kirk's death within minutes of this horrible, horrible assassination, dividing us even further without knowing enough about the killer's complicated political ideology and the extent of his motivation. And this week, Vice President Vance claimed that this is, quote, an extremely disruptive movement of left-wing extremism and said that, quote, it's part of the reason why Charlie was killed. He pledged to go after organizations on the left. But Director Patel mentions 3 months ago that Melissa Portman, Minnesota House Speaker, and her husband were shot to death in their home in the middle of the night by a self-identified right-wing extremist and Trump. When that assassination happened, the FBI released a written statement denouncing the killings and pledging to hold the killer accountable. And I clear, concise, to the point. But when you compare that statement with the over 50 mentions of the Charlie Kirk killing and just 4 for the Hortmans on accounts affiliated with the FBI and your personal account, it appears to many Americans that you value some lives more than others. And that's me. And this is what I'm hearing from my constituents, so I just want to convey that to you. And the Vice President didn't even call on right-wing organizations to tone down their rhetoric after that horrific killing in Minnesota. And he never once spoke about dismantling conservative institutions. He claimed he didn't even know who she was. One of the most high-profile assassinations of an elected official in recent memory, and the president claims to know nothing about it, hasn't even heard of it, is absolutely devastating for her colleagues and for her family. And I think we all can agree in this room that we have to stop this political violence. So my first question to you, especially in light of the fact that it seems like members of the administration are reacting to political violence based on party affiliation. What's your plan?
I can only speak for myself. And what we are doing is, I think I mentioned earlier, follow. Because whatever attack you are describing, and they are going to stop this equally so, people need money to operate. Investigation. And so what we are doing is finding people that supported this infrastructure system. Because even when you say there's a quote-unquote lone wolf actor, it's not truly a lone wolf actor. Something happened along the way.
I agree, and so can I just, because we have such little time, are you making a commitment to follow the evidence in investigating when there's violence? Right, because in the last 10 years, with the ideology, I'm going to follow up on what my colleague from California said. When you look at the data, you look at the anti-defamation data, 96% of ideological and motivated killings were committed by the right people. When you look at the Institute of Justice report that she cited, it's 5 times the number that 5 times the number of far-left extremist incidents are perpetrated by far-right. And it's been reported, and she mentioned this, that as of September 12, 2025, just 2 days after Charlie Kirk's killing, that the DOJ removed that report from the DOJ website. That's why Americans are concerned that there seems to be a separate system of justice. That if you are attacked, you will get the full weight and authority of the FBI in this administration. But if you are somebody serving in the Minnesota State Legislature and you are a citizen in your home, that the response is different. And I think to ignore the threats from the right, we're trying to do a both and when there are multiple instances when it's overwhelmingly coming from the right. This is a disservice because Americans want to know that whoever they are, whatever their political affiliation, that the response is going to be the same. And drop the URL of your now standing up to those voices in the administration that are adding to the violent rhetoric right now. That's what I'm asking you. Will you commit to this?
The gentlelady's expired. The gentleman can respond.
My voice will be through the investigations that the FBI conducts, and we will conduct them all lawfully and equally.
Can we expect in the future that your
Gentlelady's
tweet
expired.